Hi, I'm John Bradford and I run High Tech Bristol and Bath, and we've recently delivered VoxxedDays Bristol 2016 here in the Watershed.
Okay, I'm Simon Mepson. I work for IBM's Cloud Data Services, and this is my first VoxxedDays event. I'm based in Bristol, so I'm familiar with Bristol, but not so much the VoxxedDays stuff. And I was involved in some of the programming committee here, so I've been able to sort of see it from its formative stages right through to the event that we've got today. It's a really nice atmosphere, really nice vibe. We've got a great venue for it, but also a great selection of talks, really nice range of topics and speakers. When we were putting together the agenda, we were sort of very careful about not getting too dominated by one technology or one company, and I think we've done quite a good job of kind of mixing that up a bit. And already there's some really interesting conversations this morning, and some really great talks already. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the day and the next one of these events, hopefully this time next year. Thanks a lot.
So VoxxedDays is a developers conference by developers and for developers, and we had fantastic engagement from the community long before the conference took place. After the call for papers had gone out, we reviewed all the submissions that came in, and we came down around 3 broad tracks of programming, cloud data, and cloud architecture. And those reflected the themes that we were seeing from those submitted papers. On the day, we had 21 sessions across those 3 tracks with over 200 delegates participating.
Hello, my name is James Strachan. I work at Red Hat on lots of cool open source upstream projects. I've just lost my Vox Cherry today. I've been to my first ever Vox. It was really, really awesome. For me, it's lucky it's kind of local. I could drive here today, which is really nice. It saves flying. I've seen some amazing talks. My head's still spinning with all the various talks. I need to lie down or a stiff drink later today, but it's been awesome. The content's been brilliant. Lots of interesting hallway discussions. I'd highly recommend Voxxed again. Cheers.
Hello there, Vox. Martin Thompson here. It's my first time in Bristol in 20 years. Decided to come here and just to check out the place again, because last time I was here I was looking at insurance companies. It's nice to come back and see how it's changed. It has changed a lot. Like around the waterside here has really been brightened up quite a lot. I do miss the fact that one of my favorite old Indian restaurants is now gone and is no longer here anymore. But that's by the by. It's been a great chance to sort of turn up here today, catch up with some friends that I haven't seen in a while, which is, it's also nice to do that in the UK. I spend too much of my time in other countries seeing what's happening elsewhere. So it's good to see what's happening on the local side, and surprised to see that things like cloud computing is so significant here in Bristol, and there's so much happening. So it's a good chance to catch up with people, see what's happening with all of that, and I'll get to spend some more time this afternoon seeing what else is happening here. Thank you.
You will have also seen throughout the day our Happy VoxxedDays volunteers in their bright yellow t-shirts. Their support was incredibly useful throughout the day, making sure that you had a pleasant, enjoyable, and hopefully informative VoxxedDays Bristol 2016.
I'm Charlie. I'm a level 3 student. I'm connected with DevOps through my sisters. I believe it would be a good way to get my foot in the door into working in IT in later life. I've really enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to volunteering again.
My name's Tom. I'm a final year student at UE studying digital media. I've been interested in DevOps and VoxxedDays Bristol because of the cloud technology conversations. And the reason why that's of interest to me is I've started out my own business, which relies heavily on cloud technology. So I thought it was a great opportunity to save some money, volunteer, and get some incredible insight and knowledge from more technologically expert people than me.
I'm David. I will be doing robotics at UE next year. And I found out about Voxxed through John, with whom I did volunteering in robotics not so long ago. I look forward to coming in future conferences in order to meet potential future employers. And yeah, it was really interesting coming today.
VoxxedDays is part of a much wider ecosystem, and you'll have seen Lucy Carey from Vox.com around all day doing her own interviews and sessions. Those are online now and will be populated alongside our own videos. So keep an eye on your email newsletters, the Vox.com website, and hbb.org.uk for links to all those interviews and news items.
Hi, my name's Lucy. I'm the editor of Vox.com, and I'm here at VoxxedDays Bristol, actually my first VoxxedDays event that I've been to in person, although obviously working with the people at DevOps. I'm a bit of a serial conference junkie, so this is my first conference of 2016, and I have to say I am really impressed. I love the venue, it's a really nice open space, it's a really great setup that you've got the cinema rooms for the conference sessions, but then you've got the docks and you've got this lovely open area for people to get together and network and mingle. There's a really nice vibe, it's relaxed, but at the same time people are getting together and talking about really exciting new projects and things. And it's actually great to meet a tech community outside of London, because although in London you get in your little bubble, there's actually lots of exciting things happening. In Bristol you've got Flocker, you've got Cluster HQ, you've got Oracle developers here as well. I mean, there's so many people who have something to say that maybe don't have a chance to get down to London, so you wouldn't get to meet normally. So it's really fantastic to be here.
Hello, my name's Matthew Ravel, and I work at Couchbase in the developer advocacy team. I'm here at Voxxed Bristol today mostly because I'm really keen to see developer events happen outside of London. Now, I like London, but there is a world elsewhere. And we've got a lot of really great cities in the UK, Bristol among them, where there are interesting things happening. And going back a few years, the Linux user group scene was really vibrant in lots of different cities. And as the Linux group scene has maybe died off a little bit, I feel like we've become a little too centralized in London with developer events. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here, to support an event that's not in London. But also, I know that the Voxxed events and the DevOps events are always really great quality. So you'll get to meet people, some of them familiar faces, some of them new, who always have something interesting to say. And not just the speakers as well. Just walking around, having a cup of tea, you can always get a good chat with someone who's working on something interesting, or has interesting questions to ask, or whatever it might be. So I always like to support the Vox and DevOps events, and I'm fortunate enough today to be speaking myself. I'll be chatting about NoSQL databases, so that's something I enjoy doing. I'll be sure to come back next year if it happens again. So congrats to everyone involved, and I'll be seeing some of you in Zurich next week.
Hi, I'm Grant, and I'm a volunteer here at VoxxedDays. Basically, this is an event where people from the tech industry come here to talk about their industry and things like cloud storage, cloud data, programming, things like that. So my job as a volunteer here is to basically help organise the event and show all the people around to the different rooms. So you've got breaks and things like that in between, so if you come here you sign up and you come get your badge, go to all the events, you meet loads of people from the industry, loads of different companies, loads of tech companies, all that sort of stuff, programming and all that stuff. So so it's great to meet people, and it's also great to learn things about the industry, where the industry is currently at, and the past and the future and things like that. So even if you're someone who isn't really too sure about the industry, then you can still come and you can talk to the people who are, and they can sort of show you the ropes. And if you are experienced, then you can come and actually be one of the sort of mentor guys and be one of the speakers. If you're a speaker, then you'll go into the talks, and you'll actually stand at the front, obviously, and speak to all the people, Q&A, things like that, talking about all your companies, and you can make a lot of contacts this way as well. As a volunteer, I've gotten a lot of contacts doing this. I've done loads of volunteering over the past year or so, and it's really widened my scope of my area in the industry. I've got loads of contacts now, and I'd recommend it for any student. Not just about making contacts in industry, but it's also about improving your social skills and things like that. That's the sort of stuff it's going to do. So it'll help you come out your shell, it'll help you get lots of contacts, and at the end of the day, if you're looking for a good job in the future, then that's definitely going to be a foundation for that. And I look forward to doing it again, especially with Voxxed.
I'm Duncan Pawley, CTO of Just One Database Inc. I'm here at VoxxedDays to give a talk about the Internet of Things and how it's going to affect the Internet, the cloud, and data analytics. I've come to this conference, or involved in this conference, because it's got a lot of interesting subjects going on, a lot of interesting people, and actually it's all part of the buzz within Bristol in terms of high-tech industry. There's a lot going on in terms of the cloud and in terms of new technology, and this is a pretty exciting place to be. This is actually my first VoxxedDays. What I've seen so far is very interesting, it's good, and I'm sure I'll be going to more. Thanks very much.
Mixing with others within the community is a critical part of a great conference. And so the coffee breaks and lunch breaks were our opportunity to give you the space to do that with your co-delegates, but also with our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Matthew Perry here from Capgemini here at VoxxedDays Bristol. I'm here today with a number of members of our teams in the southwest from Bristol, Gloucester and Cardiff. We're here to engage with the open source software development community in the southwest, and we're some proud sponsors, platinum sponsors of VoxxedDays. We're here to kind of meet and understand some of the technology innovation that's happening in the area and the people that are involved with that, so we can see what we can incorporate into our work. We also have our own open source software development initiatives, so Capgemini GitHub. We've got about 150 individual projects on there, and we are also sponsors of other conferences around the UK, both formal conferences and unconferences like the VoxxedDays in London and DevOps in London. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the talks today, and I'll be looking forward to coming back next year if this is running.
At this point, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Oracle and Capgemini, BJSS, IBM, ScottLogic and Brightpearl. Their support throughout the process has been fantastic and has helped make VoxxedDays Bristol 2016 a fantastic event.
Hi there, my name's Steve Parham. I'm a technical architect for BJSS here in Bristol. BJSS are a UK and US based company. We have just established ourselves in the southwest. We have large offices in Leeds and London. So we've been kind of instrumental in getting VoxxedDays set up as a gold partner. So it's been really, really important for us to make sure that we're part of this in order to obviously drive our own pipeline, get ourselves established in the area, and to ensure that we can create some business for ourselves and also contribute to the technical community in the southwest itself. It's been important. It's been a great day. I think some of the speeches have been fantastic. We've been fortunate that we've had a stand here. We've been able to talk to a lot of people, and it's been really, really useful. We've had some great questions. I've also been involved with the lightning talks, which has been great, and I've also attended a couple as well. So all in all, a superb experience, which we hope to kind of replicate in the future, and whether Bristol hosts another DevOps or a VoxxedDay would be remain to be seen, but I'd certainly like to get involved in the future.
Hi, my name is Nick Hemley, and I work for ScottLogic, and we are a bronze sponsor today at VoxxedDays. It's been a fantastic event, 21 speakers and some really good sessions on technology, software and cloud development. It's really great to see that VoxxedDays is being supported not only by large companies such as Oracle, Capgemini, etc., but also SMEs like ScottLogic, who I work for, and startups are well represented as well, not only through speakers, but also through the exhibition space that we have here at VoxxedDays. There's lots of very interesting things that are happening, lots of really good conversations and connections that have been made. And I think that ScottLogic recognise the value of the conversations throughout the day. We're obviously, as a tech recruiter in Bristol, we're interested in software developers and talking to software developers. And we also recognise that people need a forum in which to share ideas and exchange ideas, and this becomes a melting pot for different things that are happening in Bristol. And that is, it really shows that the depth within Bristol, because there are small companies and large companies collaborating together. I think that's really, really healthy for the tech cluster. So VoxxedDays, for me, is a fabulous event. It's something that I hope will become a fixture within the conference scene in Bristol. I personally would like to see more events of this type within Bristol, and with an interest in software and software development. And I can only see that it supports the scene, it supports the industry, and the industry is strengthened by the presence of such events here.
Hi, I'm John Holloway. I'm Chief Architect at Brightpearl. We're an inventory kind of management kind of system that is deployed on kind of the AWS cloud and provides kind of retail management for about 1,400 businesses. I was involved in VoxxedDays Bristol in terms of the programme committee and getting kind of the speakers together for the day. It's been great so far. We've had a whole bunch of great speakers on things from kind of JDK9 through to kind of concurrency, Lego trains, and kind of Docker and Kubernetes. So it's good for the kind of the Bristol scene. I also run the Bristol Java meetup, and it's kind of something that helps kind of get people in for that as well and grow Bristol, not just as a tech scene, but as a centre of excellence. Thanks very much.
Traditionally, VoxxedDays has always had a heavy Java content, and we saw that in Bristol as well. But we also saw an awful lot of architecture and Kubernetes activities with containers. This was reflected in Professor David Cliff's plenary keynote that started the conference, where he talked about some of the cutting-edge research at the University of Bristol, but also critically the links between research and industry and some of the activities here in Bristol that are bringing those two worlds together. The rest of the programme focused on the industry topics that came out from the submitted talks, talking around Java and programming and Erlang, talking about the cloud data with big data and analytics, and with cloud architecture with lots of Kubernetes and container talks.
Hi, I'm Johan Janssen. I'm today at VoxxedDays Bristol, which is a really nice event in Bristol, with a really nice location. And normally I'm working for a company called Sport in the Netherlands, where I do projects for large companies where I build Java applications or Scala applications. But next to that, I like to play with different stuff. For instance, building Lego trains with Java or Scala running on top of them with Raspberry Pis, and that was one of the sessions I did today. And next to that, I gave another session about running Docker on a Raspberry Pi with Java. So I like to do and try different stuff and talk about it on conferences to get other people excited about it as well. Because it's not only fun, you can still use these things to learn new ways of working for the projects that you're currently in. For instance, we learned a lot about Akka and are planning to start using it in other projects. So now I'm looking forward to the next sessions, and I will hope you enjoy Vox in the future as well.
Hello there, my name is Simon Ritter, and I am the Deputy CTO of Azure Systems. I'm here at the VoxxedDays Bristol, and this is actually the second VoxxedDay that I've attended. I did the very first one last year back in, I think it was January, in Vienna. And I've got to say that these events are proving to be very impressive in terms of the attendees, in terms of the organisation. I think that the organisers have really learnt a lot from DevOps, which is what these really originated from. And the idea of using cinemas as a venue for this type of event is just really perfect, because it gives you comfy seats, it gives you great audio-visual capabilities, there's room to have meetings, there's room to have stands from different companies, and you've got food and drink and all those sorts of things. So it's been a very well-organised event. For Bristol, I think it's really kind of opened my eyes to what's going on in Bristol. I knew that we had companies that were working here. I knew about HP, I knew about IBM, I knew about Oracle. But it's very interesting from my point of view to have seen the keynote presentation that we had from Bristol University, because that really highlighted just how much creativity and activity is going on in Bristol at the moment. Around a lot of interesting things, to do with Internet of Things, to do with cloud computing especially. So there's a huge number of things going on here that I really wasn't aware of, and that's kind of opened my eyes to that. And I'm very much looking forward to working on some of the other VoxxedDays and DevOps events. I know I'll be at DevOps in the UK. I hope to be at DevOps in Belgium later this year, and in fact next week I'm going to be at the VoxxedDays in Zurich. So I think these are a great set of events, very well organised. I love coming to them. I'm hoping to come to a lot more. Thank you.
VoxxedDays Bristol was hosted at the iconic Watershed building here in Bristol. The Watershed's been a long supporter of technology, creative industries, and bringing together of different communities. And the layout provided for some great networking opportunities, as well as the fantastic cinemas with all their recording facilities that will help with the videos that you'll be seeing online. Waterside 3 was our exhibition space, and that gave our sponsors an opportunity to set out their stalls on the research activities, the industrial developments, and the opportunities for working with them in the future. Building community is important, and we worked closely with the Bristol Java, Southwest Cloud and BrizTech communities here in Bristol to promote what we were doing, and also to give as many developers as possible an opportunity to come to VoxxedDays Bristol 2016. Vox Days is all about the developer community, and we really want to hear from you about how we can make Vox Days Bristol 2017 even better than our last event. So please do get in touch. Let us know what talks you'd like, what sessions you'd like. If there are changes to the programme structure, please let us know. We're taking all those into account in our planning. If you're a prospective sponsor, please also get in touch, because we'd really like to make the event of value to you as well. We also place great value on our volunteers. Their input and contribution helps make this event go smoothly. If you'd like to volunteer, please also get in touch with me. We'd love to have you along next year. Once again, thank you for a fantastic Vox Days Bristol 2016. It was an amazing event with over 200 attendees. If you'd like to be part of Vox Days Bristol 2017, do get in touch with me, john.bradford@hbb.org.uk. Sign up to the mail list, join the community, and I look forward to welcoming you to Bristol in 2017.